Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV. This is the reaction show for the game, the League Cup final, Manchester City versus Spurs, and obviously 24 hours plus later. Sorry, we're a little bit late, but there was a lot of journeying yesterday for myself and Darius 3K. Spurs didn't win the game. Manchester City won, Spurs 0. And we're here for the autopsy with my super special guests, as per usual. We have Mike Hotspur, Hustler, Darius 3K. We're joined by Marlon Bashman. And from Premier Hotspur TV, we have Simon in the house and Matt. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome, gentlemen. How are we? I always ask that silly question. How are we? And yeah,
I'm surprisingly all right, mate. If you asked me yesterday, it would have been different, but today I'm all right. I'm actually all right. I had a nice drink in the pub today.
Dear me. It's the aftermath. Let me just put up these quick little banners so people can see at the bottom of the screen. Post-match reaction live. Oh, dear me. I'm gonna come to our guests below, and I'll start with you, Simon. We had a nice beer garden marquee watching the game. We was all in nice spirits. We was all like drinking beers and thinking, yeah, this is our day, this is our year. And what happened? We did a Spurs as per normal. What did you think of the performance yesterday?
Oh, shambolic, Sam. Absolutely shambolic. As I said earlier, guys, why do we keep believing that we're going to win finals? You know what I mean? And I keep saying, guys, out the last 4 finals, no goals. So something seriously fucking wrong here. Trust me. Absolutely.
Is that a true stat, Simon? Please don't tell me that's a true stat.
That's a true stat.
It's true.
Oh,
it's true stat. We haven't scored in 4 finals. We have not scored a goal, let alone think about winning it. We can't score a goal. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, as I said, from the word go, guys, when I saw Harry Winks, I thought, what the hell is this guy doing? I mean, he's one of these flipping bum chums of Masons again, you know what I mean? And just dropping the expensive signing we've made on Don Bailey, and he's he didn't play 1 minute of football yesterday. Do you know what I mean? He was crying out for someone to get hold of the ball and carry us. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It was just shambolic. It was just terrible. If it wasn't for where he was, Sam, yesterday, mate, with the great guys, with the great singing, with the great crowds. Seriously, I'm telling you, I don't know what I've done myself yesterday. I'm telling
you. Matt, I'll come to you next. Welcome anyway. First time on the show.
Thanks,
no problems. What's your thoughts?
Well, we're just shit, aren't we? That's just we're just terrible, mate. I feel worse about it today than yesterday. I just feel numb to it, mate. To be honest, I just think I don't even want to get like too upset about it. They don't give a shit, so why should I? Like, I'm just sick and tired of the owners. I'm sick and tired of players like Harry Winks, who's been here for about 6 years, and then he was compared to Iniesta and the English Iniesta. He's fucking not even. He's just shit. Sissoko, he's terrible. He's aged. Like, this whole squad just needs a massive revamp, and the owners have got to step up. This season next season as well. It's a massive summer for the club. Do I think they're going to do anything? They haven't done anything for 20 years, so I just can't see where we go from here. Maybe bring the youth back through, because the rest, even Son yesterday. I love Sonny, but that was pathetic. He gave the ball away too much. Harry Kane was not fit. I don't care what anyone says. He wasn't fit yesterday. He gave the ball away quite a lot. We were pathetic. Probably the worst cup final performance I've ever seen. No heart, no desire. And I felt sorry.
The game itself was pants. We were saying that yesterday when we were watching that. It was a rubbish final.
You were just hanging on, weren't you? I just did this for the first half. I was like, oh, fuck it now.
Like we were saying off camera, when we're celebrating corners in the pub, you know it's a bad day. It's a proper bad day.
Yeah. And you know what? We did the same as well. Like celebrating corners or a fucking throw-in, for fuck's sake. I'm celebrating a throw-in again in a cup final. I've had one shot on target as well. And it's fucking the Celso. Fuck's sake.
If it wasn't so real, it would be funny, but it's so real. It's just unbelievable. Mike, what did you think of the actual tactical performance, the approach to the game? I'll come to you to give your thoughts on that as well.
Oh, mate, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know what our tactics were. Was it to sit back and try and counter? I mean, if that was the case, that didn't work. Was it to? Mate, I really don't even know where to begin. I just don't think we had an answer to what Man City brought to the table. They were just rampant, weren't they? Let's be honest. They could, on another day, they could have banged us for double figures. The only question I've got, the only question, should I say, that I've got is, why did Harry Winks start in a cup final when he hasn't played at all this season? Like, that's all I want to ask Mason. I just want him to come out and just be honest and say, this is why I played Harry Winks over Ndombele, because Ndombele, right, even if he hasn't sort of had the last few games, he hasn't played particularly well, you'd still have him as one of the first players on your team sheet. If he's fit, he plays. I don't care what anyone says. He's still a top-class footballer. He may not be in great form, but I'm putting that down more down to just fatigue. But the rest of the squad, like the rest of the lineup, I think we'd all say, yeah, that's probably what we would line up with. Same formation. I think we would have all gone with that. Maybe Bale would have started, but 100% you'd be playing Ndombele over Harry Winks, and that's all I'd want to know from Mason is why has he put Winks? He's just not good enough.
We'll come to the start. We'll come to the starting 11 in a little bit, but before I come to you, Marlon and Darius, let's just have a listen to what Mr. Mason had to say about, how he thought or how the guys were feeling after the game, because it's really interesting what he thinks about it. So let's have a little listen.
Yeah, pain. It hurts. I've been sitting in there as a player. I've played for this football club and I've lost the cup final. I know what it's like. I know that feeling, and it's normal that they're hurting. It's normal because it shows they care. And this group of players care deeply about this football club. I think we see that today. They gave absolutely everything, 100% commitment. We tried. It wasn't enough today, and that's tough to take.
They don't care as much as us. They don't care as much as the fans. I don't care what he's saying there, whatever he said on camera. Darius, I'm going to come to you, and then I'm going to come to Marlon. Do you agree with that? What he's just said there, that the players tried? Because I didn't see much trying going off there. I really didn't.
We tried. Honestly, it's laughable almost. We tried. I just want to. I had a little bit of a few points to make on the game, but I just want to go on what Matt said. I don't actually feel as bad as I did yesterday. I felt like shit yesterday on the drive back with Sam. It was horrible. I was ranting. I was asking questions. Why was this happening? Why was that happening? What was our tactics? And then this morning I woke up and I thought, you know what? Out of those 11, 16 players who were available to play, 4 or 5 maybe, I could probably think that are really going to feel it. I'd say Sonny definitely will feel it, but again, didn't play well, so can't say that he was out of his skin and he deserved to be sat on the floor crying, but he's going to feel it. I think Dyer's going to feel it. I think Kane's going to feel it, but I don't think a lot of these players are really going to feel it that much, and I don't think that they're that fussed, and I think that's the issue. I think that the level of caring, when Mason says that they care deeply, I don't think he understands what that means. I didn't care about this Carabao Cup until literally Sunday afternoon, and I was at a marquee with all these Spurs fans who were so excited and so up for it, and the vibe was so high. I saw that these guys were desperate and they cared about this club, and that made me think, you know what? If we had won that trophy, the morale within the whole of the club from what had happened this season would have been so drastic, and it would have given us such a boost for next season. And we would have gone in there, we would have all been buzzing, we would have all been like, we beat City, even if it was how we beat City, even if it was the same way that we lost and getting battered, it would have just given all of us a boost, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And that's covered a lot of cracks though as well.
Yeah, it would have covered cracks, but it's only a Carabao Cup, and I also think that there's still a rebuild that Daniel Levy is going to. Well, I don't know now, because I don't know. He has to rebuild this summer. This is an inevitable rebuild this summer. So I even think if he didn't win or if he did win, this was going to happen. But to go into that summer with a trophy would have just been so much better. And I realize that now, and I only realize that now after the game, and it's a bit sad to be honest.
It only looked like 3 or 4 players actually cared yesterday, and that would probably be the 2 centre backs, Lloris and probably Højbjerg. The rest,
and I think Sonny cared. I didn't think Sonny cared. His performance didn't show it, but I think he did care. I do think he does care.
He was crying at the final whistle, but he had a pants game.
Yeah,
hold on. Jose's gone.
He earns 150k a week.
That's true.
Fucking Christ.
Marlon, Jose is now gone. But did we see the birth of Jose's stepchild in Ryan Mason yesterday? What was going on tactically that we had that? Because all I heard all week was that we're going to give it a go. We're going to try. We're going to throw. We're going to go back to the old Tottenham. That performance yesterday was worse than what Jose has performed in. I said we've had some real shockers performances. Don't get me wrong, but in a final, you would expect. I would expect my players to try, even if they don't play well. To try. I didn't see that yesterday. What did you think of that?
I think Mike stole my thunder, you know.
Oh, sorry, mate.
I was on Tottenham London's website. I go on every website, and I had a little speech ready where I said,
we can see that.
I saw not playing Ndombele. That's all I saw, and I agree, man. I agree, mate.
You know what it is? My thing is, you start weeks. He hasn't played in a while. He hasn't played in months. And you're playing him 90 minutes in a game where he shouldn't be playing because he's not even match fit. No. That selection alone, this made me think, why am I going to sit down and watch this game? We sat back. I agree. We should never have sat back. I prefer us to go for it and get spanked. Yesterday, it was like a whole Mourinho performance. I was shocked. No one turned up. Son tried Carl Walker once and stopped. That's bad, man. I know Walker's good. Or at least go on the other wing and try on the other side. He shouldn't have taken off Lucas. That was a crazy move. Bringing off Højbjerg for Sissoko and then bringing on Bale. What are we doing? It's like we went from a one creative midfielder in Lo Celso. Then you've got Sissoko. No, you took off Lo Celso. You brought on Sissoko. Then you've got Sissoko, Højbjerg, and Weeks in the middle. Who's creating out of those 3?
It's crazy. Makes me feel sick in the final.
Anything they're creating is fresh air.
Basically saying the top 3 try and do something wonderful and score a goal. Because you're not going to get no through balls from these 3 midfielders.
It's getting me mad. Let's look.
I'm not going to lie. Yesterday's game, it was an eye opener, but this made me feel sad. I think
I agree.
I don't care what anyone says. They did not try.
They didn't
try.
The funny thing is, Winks probably wasn't the worst player on the pitch either.
But what's he doing on the pitch? That's the problem. Why is Ndombele not on the pitch? And that's the thing, Mike. Go on, Marlon.
I don't even bash Weeks. I think Weeks is decent, but he's just not ready at the moment.
Good enough. He's just not good enough.
Just not ready. He's not a bad player. He needs to be with like a Dembele when we had him, and he will do well with Dembele. Not on
Winks has got a level. Yeah. Winks has reached a level, and I just don't think he's going to peak any further. This is what I had for the predicted starting 11, and then I'm going to look at the starting 11 that actually played. So again, the back 4. I don't think we can complain about the back 4 in terms of, like I said, this is what I thought the game potentially could have. But this is how I saw the lineup. Højbjerg, Ndombele. I know Ndombele, or Dombele as people like to call him now, because that's what he said his name is. He hasn't had the best couple of games, but in a final, I would expect him. He's a big game player, in my opinion. He's a big game player. I'd have expected him to step up. Mora, I think, has been playing well enough.
Is he a big game player?
Well, in the Champions League, when he played against City, when he played for Lille, he was bossing them. I'm talking bossing them. So I would have expected him to have come into this game wanting to prove to himself, prove to us as fans, and prove to the world that he is this big game player. We paid 50 odd million for this guy, and he's shown qualities that suggest to me that he can be top quality. We know that, but he hasn't been playing well the last few games. But I still expected him to start. Mora, I think. Mora, I thought was always going to start because I thought he's been one of our best players, particularly in that number 10 role to go left or right. And he did cause City a lot of problems yesterday. Bale, Kane, Son. I expected Kane to start. I expected Son to start. No matter what people are saying about Kane, Bale, I would have liked him to start. This was actually what we had yesterday. So you guys, tell me, what's going on with Winks?
That's the only
I don't
It's
know.
the only player. It is the only player. Otherwise, that's a decent lineup.
It seemed like nerves, didn't it? It seemed like Mason was nervous. It seemed like, and Pipes makes a comment. I'm just looking at a comment here. He says that Mason was under the illusion that he's running for the job. I don't think that's necessarily true, but I also think that the second point that he makes about taking advantage and having a free hit, that's so true. You aren't going to get the job. You really aren't. You don't have anything to lose. Nobody's going to get onto you, Mason, if we lose this game. You've been a manager for 2 flipping games. You should have just said, and this makes me think, if he didn't say that, because he did look nervous, I think that Winks substitution and Bale not starting made me think he was trying to think a little bit too much. And that's what made me think he maybe didn't say to go and attack. If he had just said to go and attack, I think there would have been a much better outcome. And also, he's not going to get any slander regardless. So he should have just said, go out and attack. And that makes me think the players are a massive, massive problem and the main problem, because they surely have taken it within themselves to not press. They've seen Man City dominate them and they thought, nah, I'm not really feeling this. We're going to get battered if we try and go out for this.
But
so that's what I think.
Wasn't that team set up to do that?
That team looks, for me, that team looks like it's meant to defend. And that's what I mean.
See, I thought it looked like when you put that squad out, or that lineup out, it looks like a team that's just high in energy and looks like they would press.
Yeah.
Press high, but it was just the complete opposite. You're defending with a low block, and
it was a horrible watch.
Couldn't get out. Just couldn't get out.
I mean, even the Sissoko, sub. You need someone like an Ndombele who can beat the City press.
Honestly.
That's what you need. You need someone to take him on and go around a few players, and he opens up the spaces for the likes of Kane and Son to get on the ball. He plays Lo Celso. I think it's been dreadful since he's come back from his injury. He scored one Premier League goal in 2 seasons. It's pathetic. It's not good enough.
He's been out for too long.
Yeah, he has been out for a while. So
I think Lo Celso is good. He's good enough.
I don't think he is.
He's been out for too long. He needs a good pre-season under his belt. Get this match fitness up. He's just lacking.
He needs a manager to play to his strengths as well.
Is he a replacement for? Is he a replacement for Eriksen? No. So it's another player you haven't. You haven't changed.
He's not playing in his right position. He's not.
I think a lot of these players need that manager, don't they?
Yeah, I think he sits more in that double pivot more.
But he's had 2 different managers now, Lo Celso. Yeah, okay, he's been injured, but is he just another Lamella who's always crocked?
Oh God, please! This is what I'm saying. Simon, I'm going to come to you. Did you think anybody in that team performed anywhere close to a level that you would say, you know what, they were all right? They did all right yesterday, because there wasn't many. But if there was, who did you think that might have been?
Eric Dyer. I thought he's fantastic yesterday. I've been giving this guy grief, but absolutely, one guy that you didn't expect to turn up into a final and do a performance like that was Eric Dyer. Absolutely, I think he was fantastic. Him and Toby,
probably why he was angry as well, Simon.
We were talking about that, Dyer, wasn't it? And to me, they're probably the only 2. Maybe Hugo as well, because he kept that score down. Maybe the only 3 men can go out that final with their heads held high. I mean, And quickly, Sam, I just want to point out, I saw a comment there from this Mr. Silver Fox, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Arsenal fan. Don't worry about it.
He's a troller, mate. Don't worry about him.
You can't blame Ryan Mason. When we had this out after the game with Slav, and he said he can't blame Mason, right? He's there to do a job. I don't care. Don't come on with that. He's just been in 2 games. He's there to do a bloody job. He can say no. He can say no. I'm not picking you, Winks. I'm paying Tungy today. Yeah. So don't give me that, poor old Mason, he's only been in a job for 2 days.
I agree.
Bullshit. That is absolute bullshit.
I just want to read this comment out from Pipes, because I've got it on the screen, but it's funny as hell. The Celso is just Winks with a not exotic name.
I don't want it to be true. I don't want it to be true.
And that's the thing. We don't want it to be true. But if Lo Celso goes down the same route as Lamella's gone down, and he's been here 8 years, we have got some trouble on our hands, because it's not good. We don't seem to be able to now. And this is what we said. The summer is going to be a massive, massive rebuild, I think, because a lot of these players...
Sam, this summer, mate, seriously, mate, you can forget about getting managers, new players. Mate, I'll prioritise at this minute. We've got to get these parasites out of this club. We've got to, mate. Seriously. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, they're not going nowhere. We can make a difference, mate. As fans, we can make a difference. We can stand tall, with every single one of us and get these out of the club. Seriously. Without these getting out of the club, we're going for another 20 years of what we're seeing now. You can bring in the top manager and all that. Nothing's going to change until these have gone.
Problem with that, Simon, is you've got to find someone with £1.2 billion to buy us
we'll
out.
find someone, Mike. We'll find someone. Come on, come on.
How many
Have you got the
billionaires
cash?
do you
Have you
know?
got the
There's
cash,
a load
Mike?
of billionaires
Have you got
down the
the cash in
road from here. Let me go and give one a call. Bloody hell. Where are we going to just find 1.2 billion from? Just out of... We're
I'll
going to
throw
have
him my
a
50 pence. I'll
Oil
throw him my
money.
50
He's
pence.
oil money. I don't care.
Actually,
where
it might be
comes
more
from.
than that. It might be more than
It's
that. It might be
2.
like
I think it's 2 billion.
Yeah, I think you
I've
might be
always
right.
wanted to
I think it
double
might
it.
have been 2. Yeah, I think it might be 2.
Yeah.
Because
I was going to ask a question. I was going to ask him, and I'll come to
It doesn't
Darius
matter,
first.
guys. Seriously, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm hearing this bullshit every single time, right? Oh, we ain't going to find a buyer.
He's off.
We got
He's
to
off.
find a buyer.
He's
we
off.
set him off.
He's
we
off.
set him off.
He's
thing-
gone.
I think with my thing, you're probably not going to get rid of the board. So what you do is you bring in a sporting director. You tell
100%.
Levy to basically sit the fuck back
Calm down.
and just do your business, your end. Get a sporting director to sort it
Don't
out.
leave you in the club.
Get a whole new recruitment
out.
team in
100%.
because that hitching boat is an absolute disgrace.
Paxton Road
100%.
have a good director of football in
I think
place.
it's more than that, mate. It's more.
We
No,
got
it is more than
Deji.
that. But Simon, if we can't get rid of Levy, you've got to just
We're
tell
having
him
some
to
shots here.
basically take a seat back, and you're going to bring in a sporting
Well,
director who actually knows about
another
football.
20 years of absolute shite. Trust me. It's simple as that.
Well,
I'm gonna
off tonight.
before Simon goes too far off, because he was all right yesterday. He was smiling happy. I like to see him smiling happy. I don't like to see him getting a little bit upset. But I'm going to put on here, Marlon, just have a look at the stats here.
I'm speaking fact. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, don't. I don't want to see this, man.
I
These
don't
are
want
the
to see
stats
that.
from yesterday. Marlon, I want you to kind of at least pick this apart, because on paper, some people are suggesting to me that it was a tight game. You know, obviously City are always having that sort of possession in terms of 63%. So that's not a bad thing. I think the last time we had them sort of possession stats for City, we did actually beat them 2-0. Total shots 21-2. 21-2. But if you look at the shots on target, 4-1. What, Marlon, does that suggest that the game does this suggest the game was close?
That game
Or
was
closer than
nowhere
people
near
give
close.
credit for?
That game weren't close, and I'm going to be very controversial now. I don't even think this Man City is as good as their past teams, you know. And that's me saying it. I sit there and watch them. I think when they had like Company and Yaya Toure, they had a better team than this.
There's still a vulnerability in them. You can still see that they can be exploited.
Yeah.
Like PSG will destroy them if they don't play well.
They were there for the taking yesterday. In the second half, if Tottenham went for that game and just made positive changes, instead of, you know what it is? I said, bringing on Sissoko just killed me again. I was like, and you're taking off the Celso.
I know.
Let's not mention Sissoko's name. Just call him 17.
Let's not. Remember, number 7.
It's just... Just go for it. Bring on Ndombele, play Lo Celso, Ndombele, and have Holberg sitting there with Dyer and Alderweireld because they were playing well, and go for the game. You're losing. Why are you leaving on weeks? It was so frustrating. That game was like a waste of time. We made City look like they were amazing. It was embarrassing. I think I agree with you because when I've ever seen that was the thing.
You know the thing that upset me more. The one of the better players that we had playing was Mora. And I can understand bringing Bale on, but why would you take him off?
Yeah,
and
to bring Bale on. But
he was nervous. He was nervous.
Direct. Why are you taking him off?
Fernandinho was on a yellow card, and he was causing more problems. Laporte was on a yellow card, and they were, you know, so
he should have been off. He should have been off.
He should have been off.
2 yellows. 2 yellows.
Guys, we're clutching at straws here. What we're doing, guys? What we're doing ourselves? We're clutching at fucking straws. Even with 10 men City, we've still fucking lost that game. Trust me.
We didn't play well. What I don't understand is again, and a lot of people have said this on social media. A lot of people, pundits, have been saying it as well, that in the big games, and this is a big game, obviously finals, that Harry Kane and the likes of Son haven't turned up. Well, when Simon mentioned that 4 finals in a row, or 4 finals that we've been in, and we haven't scored a goal, does that suggest that these players aren't turning up for finals? And what could it be for the reason for that? Darius, do you know what that reason could be for this?
You know what? I keep contradicting myself. I keep saying, yeah, I don't care about cups. Top 4 is better, shows progression, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, you have to get over the line. You have to win the trophy to kind of beat that stigma. And it's going to now stink even more around Tottenham, this whole not winning the trophy. And it's not going to be just those players that played in this final or even the players that played 6 years ago. It's going to be the next group of players that come in, and they're going to be known as, they're not going to go down that corridor like you go down, I don't know, Man United, or you go down Arsenal and you see all these trophies. You're going to get told you're playing for Tottenham. You're known as a team that doesn't win trophies. And some players, mentality-wise, will take that and think, yeah, Hojbjerg, I imagine, will probably think that, and he's probably thinking, I want to change that. I want to win a trophy for Spurs. But a lot of players will just take on that mentality and think, well, the expectation's not going to be as high, so I don't really need to fight. And if we get into a final, they're going to be nervous because it's like, if we don't win, then Spurs fans are going to get onto us even more. Well, too right. You should be nervous and you should be fighting a lot more. I wouldn't be mad at this club, at the team, if we showed a fight yesterday, even if we got beat 5-0. If we pressed from the start, if we pressed even in the second half a little bit more, I wouldn't be mad. But it was the fact that I could clearly see there was nerves from the manager all the way down to the team. Sonny was nervous. Kane wasn't fit. There was just nerves all around the team. And that is the mentality of not winning trophies. And now I've realised you have to win something. Just one thing.
Kane hasn't been fit for the last 2 finals we've played.
That's right.
It's ridiculous. And you're detrimenting the team because then you're playing 10 players effectively. I don't care if Kane's known for pressing. If you're playing a guy who's half fit, that doesn't make any sense. Put on a guy who can press better, who can have a bit more energy, and it will bring the quality of the team up. You're going to have to compensate for Kane. And if he doesn't perform or if he doesn't score a goal, you're going to look back and think, why did we not just not play him and bring him on off the bench and just start someone who was fit? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
and they could have as well.
Did he? He just ran around. He just ran around.
Didn't even shoot, play passes or not. He didn't do any. Nobody did anything, and that's the problem. I don't actually think anybody did anything. The only players that we're saying played well are the players who had to defend 21 flipping shots. That's the issue. Nobody in midfield or attack did anything. So,
you know what, lads? This, as I said, it was an embarrassing performance. But what I want to do is just come around to all of you just to get your final thoughts on what happens next, I guess, in terms of the last 5 games, based on that performance yesterday. Simon, I'm going to come to you first on that.
I already said it, guys. I already said it. And literally, we cannot concentrate. No more managers, no more players coming in. Seriously, we've got to get this ball out. Seriously, these owners have got to go. We've got to do it somehow. Enough's enough. Enough's enough for me. I know there's people out there still saying, oh, but we can't get him out and all this. Seriously, just take another 20 years on this fucking shit, because I'm not. Trust me.
Matt, sorry, mate. Go on. I don't mean to steal your thunder. Go on. Have you a little bit?
I'm saying it's just 2008, our last cup, and I've been supporting them for 32 years. I've won 3 trophies, 2 league cups and an FA Cup. That is absolutely shambolic.
That's me as well.
It's painful. It's very painful. Matt, what's your final thoughts on Spurs going forward? Obviously, the performance, and then going forward from here.
I mean, going forward from here, I expect I suppose a reaction against Sheffield United. Whatever way we look at it, we've got 5 games left to go. I don't know how the players are going to react. Are they going to be down in the dumps, or are they going to be men and stand up and maybe have a little bit of a little bit of a hope towards the end of the season and go again next year with a completely new project? I think we need to go back to a project manager. I think we need to rebuild. I think that's the only way, because I don't see these owners going anywhere yet.
Marlon, is top 4 still a possibility? I say that kind of like looking at you like we might have a possibility.
Look how he got up out his seat there. He was like, what are you talking about?
I think we've had so many opportunities. It's highly unlikely, but I see Palace winning, but Palace are going to do Palace and lose that somehow. I think I'm starting to agree with Simon. I like Enoch, I like Levy, but I just think if you're not going to put money into Spurs, I liked our model, but I think we need someone to come and just throw money at it now. I'm tired of being an early team. I want to be a City fan and a Chelsea fan. I want glory. I want to buy glory. I've had enough.
You want the glory. This is what I keep saying to people about this cup.
I've never wanted to say it, and I've got to the stage now. I just think we need a chairman that's going to dash my.
They are just businessmen. That's all they want is fucking that out of the club. That's all they're interested in. Trust me.
Darius, final thoughts
for us, but yeah, I've had enough.
Final thoughts. I'm kind of like Matt. I genuinely don't know. I actually don't know. on a side note, my favorite manager or potential candidate, Nagelsmann, seems like he's signed with Bayern now. So
he's gone, mate. He's at Bayern.
I don't have a clue who is going to come in, and some of the names I'm seeing makes me feel sick. If I see that cigarette smoking twat in my club, I will not watch.
No,
it has to be
no one who smokes tabs. No, he's not sitting there smoking tabs. Sorry, are you mad?
I can't have sorry. It's like Jose, but more rigid. For me, Mike, I agree.
Potter. I'd take him as well.
Save the manager talk.
Yeah, we'll save that.
We've got a show coming up where we're going to discuss.
This club has gone that bad. We're getting linked with managers like Potter. I'm not being disrespectful to Potter. Come on, he's not
having it today, Mike.
I know, Simon, but if you look at Brighton, they play 10 times better football than us. And they've
got a shit team. That's why they're not doing very well.
And he's actually pulling out
he's got less losses than Arsenal.
Hold on. Let me get some control here. Matt, Simon, you've both got a show to do after this. Don't work yourselves up too much. Let's just keep it on a level. Let's just keep it. Mike, I'm going to come back to you now.
Final thoughts. I think the only way we can come back from this is just to finish the season strongly, and in that, what have we got? 5 games left? Is it 5 league games left? Nothing but 5 victories will suffice to give us that hope of a top 4 finish if it's there. There just has to be a reaction. In the last 5 games, just win them and then just deal with whatever happens in the summer. That's all that we can hope for.
As I said, I just hope he does what I hope Ryan Mason says or does what he said he was going to do and just let the players play. That's all we can do now. We can't do any of this tactical. We've got nothing else but just to play and just try and outscore the opponents, even if it's like a 3-2 or a 5-4. Let's just go and win games. Gentlemen, I'm really, really glad that I've had you guys on. As I said, great day yesterday, Simon. It was really good. Darius, it was excellent. We had a good time. But we had to watch the final. So, like, subscribe, share, comment. Paxton Road TV. Please make sure you leave some comments in the comment section below. We will take on board anything you say. We like to have all these comments, even from the Arsenal fans that are trolling us. And Mr. Silver Fox, we see you there. Anyway,
special shout out.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure as always. I guess we look forward to Sheffield United at the weekend, which will be Sunday. And
it's at home, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm watching Line of Duty, boys. I'm not going to lie.
That's good, though, isn't it? But anyway, we can't talk about that one. Very good. Thank you very much. We're going to go out with this. Thank you, gents. See you later.